Honorable members, the President has called this joint sitting of the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces in terms of Section 84(2)(d) of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, read with Joint Rule 7(1)(a), in order to deliver the State of the Nation address to Parliament. I now call on the Honorable the President to address the joint sitting.
Speaker of the National Assembly, Ms. Balega Mbete, the Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, Methandi Mudise, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, and the Deputy Chairperson of the NCOP, Honorable Malema. Hey, Marwena Mar. Former President Thabo Mbeki, former Deputy President, Mr. F.W. de Klerk, Chief Justice Mogoeng, as well as all esteemed members of the judiciary who are here. Ministers and deputy ministers, premiers, speakers of provincial legislatures, chairperson of SALGA, and all executive mayors present, the heads of our Chapter 9 institutions, chairperson of the National House of Traditional Leaders, leaders of faith-based organizations, former Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Frini Jinwala, former Speaker of the National Assembly, Mr. Max Sisulu, invited guests, veterans of the struggle for liberation, members of the diplomatic corps, honorable members, fellow South Africans. It is for me indeed a great honor and a privilege to have this opportunity to address you all and indeed the nation on this, the State of the Nation address. This address should have been delivered last week, but was delayed so that we could properly and carefully manage issues of political transition. I wish to thank honorable members and the people of South Africa for their patience and for your forbearance. I also wish to extend a word of gratitude to former President Jacob Zuma Yes, I do wish to thank former President Jacob Zuma for the manner in which he approached this very difficult and sensitive process. I also wish to thank him for the service to this nation during his 2 terms as President of the Republic, during which our country made significant progress in several areas of development. I spoke to President Zuma yesterday, and we exchanged wonderful pleasantries, and he wished us well for the holding of this SONA. Fellow South Africans, in just over 150 days from now, the people of the world, and indeed our people in this country, will unite in celebrating the 100th anniversary birth of Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. It is a day on which we as South Africans will remember the life of one of the most remarkable leaders this country, and indeed this continent and the world has ever known. We will have an opportunity to recount Madiba's long walk to freedom. We will also have an opportunity to reflect on his wisdom, his unfailing humility, his abiding compassion, and his essential integrity. We have dedicated this year, 2018, to his memory, and we will devote every action, every effort, every utterance to the realization of his vision of a democratic, just, and equitable society. Guided by his example, we will use this year to reinforce our commitment to ethical behavior as well as ethical leadership. And in celebrating the centenary of Nelson Mandela, we are not merely honoring the past, we are building the future, and particularly the future that Nelson Mandela envisaged for South Africa, our country and its people, the future that has its roots in the Freedom Charter. We are continuing the long walk he began to build a society in which all may be free, in which all may be equal before the law, and in which all may